guys asked some really good questions. This has never happened. I was so emotional. Separation anxiety from you. Is Jacob ever a runner? Things were getting a little dangerous all night, every night. Fixing the sensor. There we go. Oh, that's one right. Hi guys, welcome to today's vlog. It is a sit down vlog. I asked you guys over on Instagram to ask me some good questions that I can film an entire Q&A with. You guys asked some really good questions, so I'm really excited to give you my answers. If you guys want to join in, answer all the questions down in the comments down below and you can see everyone's different answers. We're all gonna have different opinions, we're all gonna have different experiences. Obviously you guys can hear from my energetic persona, I've been getting sleep, something that we haven't had in a really long time, and that is a huge update that I wanted to give you guys before I answered the questions. Jacob slept through the night for 4 nights in a row. This has never happened since he was 1 year old. I don't know what to do with myself. I have so much energy, so we're gonna film a video. Is Jacob still saying mama? So he's saying many words at the moment. As you guys seen in our previous videos, Jacob has started to say words. He isn't really saying any words in a functional way other than he says up a lot, and he says up as like a request for many different things. I think it's the easiest word for him to say, and so he does tell me to get up. Sometimes he's like up and he tells me to get up. But he also says up for requesting bubbles or up for requesting food. So that's kind of the only word that he uses functionally. When we're talking about repeating words, he can repeat quite a few words. I'd say probably like 10 words now. He's able to say it after I say it. So when it comes to mama, as you guys saw over on Instagram, he said mama for the first time and I bawled. I was so emotional. Speaking isn't everything to me. Communicating is so much more of a bigger goal any way that Jacob wants to communicate. But just hearing him say mama was like something that I didn't ever expect to hear from Jacob. So he doesn't say mama as like an everyday conversation thing. He has said it a couple times in repetition of me saying it. Go comment down below a communication win you've had with your child, whether it be they pulled your arm to something to request something, whether they used a sign. Let me know. Go comment that down below. With Jacob starting going to school, did you find things got a little bit easier? So yes, I would say so. Jacob's school is a little bit of a shorter day than most schools. It is a shorter day, and by the time I've dropped him off and driven back home and dropped Jazz off, sometimes I drop her off when she goes to daycare. By the time I get back, eat some food, have a shower, do all the things that I couldn't do while I had the kids, so like cleaning up, doing the dishes, all of that. It gives me a good few hours to work on my videos, on my content, which has really given me a lot more positivity in my life. There are so many things that we have to organize for Jacob, so his appointments, his therapies, funding, all of those things, and I love that I now have some dedicated time to doing those things. I was doing those things at nighttime after the kids went to bed, and it wasn't sustainable. I wouldn't use the word like it's easier, it's just different. And now he is loving school, loves it so much. He gets so excited to go there every single day, and it gives him something to do as well. Jacob is the type of person that wants to keep going. Like, he wants to do this and he wants to get out of the house, he wants to be outside. He never wants to really stay at home, and so it was getting a bit much for him being at home. He did like 2 days of preschool a week, but before school, like, he would just not have many things on. I was too scared to take both kids out at the same time on my own. We basically did things when Jordan was home, and it was getting a little much, like, in that aspect. And now Jacob loves school. He has something to do, some activities during the day, and yeah, he's loving it. Does Jacob have any separation anxiety from you? If so, any tips or things that have helped? Ooh, this is a big one. So yes, Jacob does have separation anxiety from me. However, because he's gotten into a routine of school, I think that has really helped him with separating from me. Outside school hours, he is very attached to me. Even just trying to go to the shops, like he's like banging at the door when Jordan's there watching him, but banging out the door trying to get to me. He has a lot of separation anxiety, and I would say for Jacob, the biggest thing that has helped him is getting into a routine of being separate from me. In the school holidays, we do try really hard to get him to do things that are separate from me so that he still doesn't get back into that routine of being with me all of the time. It sounds really bad, actually, now that I say that, because obviously I want to spend as much time as I can with him. I just mean like during school holidays, or like for a couple of hours, he goes out with his dad or he has a support worker take him out. It just helps him to maintain that level of, okay, this is okay. I'm going to be going, but I'm going to be coming back to mum. I mean, I co-sleep with him now, and so like pretty much the entire time outside of school, he is like right next to me, asking me, pulling me different places, wanting to sit in the bed with me, just very attached to me. And it's gotten to the point where Jordan cannot provide the same kind of thing for him. That's just because Jordan's worked for the entire time that I've stayed home. So Jacob is very much attached to me, and I would just say maybe like a routine of separating and then coming back together can really help with them predicting that you're going to come back, and they're going to come back, and you're going to be together again. Another question was, Jacob ever a runner on outings? How did you address that? Yes, so Jacob is a runner, still a runner, an eloper, an absconder, whatever you like to call it. We've had some serious incidents of Jacob running away from us, and also some serious incidents of him getting out of the house. This is a common thing I've heard from other autism families, and it is a very scary thing. And that is why I am not so confident taking both kids out into the public by myself. There's just been too many instances where Jacob has ran from me, and I've had to literally leave Jazz where she was and go and get him. And that's just not safe. I just don't feel comfortable doing that. Something that has really helped is getting the biggest stroller for Jacob. It was actually recommended by his OT, and it's because he was growing out of his pram, we couldn't use a pram anymore, and so like things were getting a little dangerous. I'm gonna put the video up here of the stroller that we got, and it's actually been such a great help. I think it was from Big W. It's been the best thing for the safety of Jacob, of just securing everything when we're out in public. Like, he loves the pram. I wouldn't do it if he didn't love the pram, but he does love the pram. So he sits in the pram. I'm able to put the straps on him. So if he were to want to run, it would take him taking the straps off and running. And that would just give me that second of, oh, hold on, we're not running today. Jacob loves to run anyway, so sometimes it's just like natural curiosity of him wanting to run. And it is a scary thing, but also like if he does want to run like that, if Jordan's with me, Jordan will just run with him and like get that sort of burst of energy out that he wants to get out. Other things that we've done are like safety measures on our home, like the doors and the windows, extra security kind of locks and stuff like that. Yeah, if you guys want to see that video of when Jacob got out of the house in the middle of the night, I will put it up here. Another question that I continually get, I get this question every single time I ask for questions, it's, were you worried that Jazz would be on the spectrum too when you were pregnant with her? And my answer has always been that we didn't know Jacob was autistic when we were pregnant with Jazz. He was diagnosed 5 months after she was born, so we didn't know. So we had a second child not knowing that there was a potential that she could be autistic too. Obviously, there's always going to be that chance, whether you have another child that is autistic or not. I think that's a chance that you take when you're choosing to become a parent or a parent to another child. Again, if anyone is out there who has made the decision to have a second child after having an autistic child, comment that down below. So there's a question about sleep here, and I'm gonna answer it as I was last week. So before Jacob slept through the night for 4 nights in a row, for like 5.5 years, Jacob has not slept through the night. Very rarely he would do that, and he would be up for hours and hours and hours during the night, and it was tough. It was very hard. We were all sleep deprived, including him. He was like the most sleep deprived and affected by that minimal sleep. So the question is, do you take turns in sleeping, or how do you get like at least 5 hours in, stay strong? It's very hard because in an ideal world, we would share the responsibility of being awake with Jacob during the night. There are a few factors that come into this, but I will say that I am with Jacob all night, every night, for the majority of his life. Going back to the separation anxiety thing, he isn't as comfortable having Jordan with him to sleep. And if Jordan is with him to sleep and he wakes up, he goes searching for me. So he's looking around the house, he's crying, he's upset, he wants to find me. Now, the best way that we've navigated this is that what will happen is during the week, because Jordan works and he wakes up at about 3:30 in the morning, usually I'll be doing the night shift with Jacob. On the weekends, if Jacob is too upset, then I'll stay with him during the night, and then in the morning Jordan takes over and then I sleep. So I would kind of catch up on the weekends. I'd have naps during on those days too. In saying that though, I have gotten quite used to functioning on very little sleep, so that does play a part in it. It may not be the case for everyone. I would encourage from a very young age for you to share that between partners. We didn't do that, and now Jacob is only reliant on me for nighttime, which is unfortunate, but also, you know, we can't really help that, and we navigate it in different ways. Ooh, any advice with flying? We've never flown with Jacob, and it scares the living daylights out of me. So if anyone has any suggestions, comment that down below, because that is something that I'd want to do with my family, but I don't think I could do for another little while. I'm gonna do one more question and then we will finish there. What helped you to decide what primary school to send Jacob to? I'm gonna end it here because that is a question I get often as well, and I know so much that you guys want my advice on that. But again, it is so different for every child, and I also am conscious of privacy and I know you guys don't ask it in this way. I know that most of you are well-intentioned and want just the advice for your families, but I am very cautious of the world we live in. By me talking about what type of school Jacob goes to, it's then, you know, a bit of a risk for me to reveal information online. So I will say though that we went on tours everywhere. We went to every available option and got information and really had to think about it. We went to Jacob's therapists and asked their advice, pediatrician, doctors, anyone that you have in your child's life, ask advice. But ultimately it is going to be a trial and error thing, and hopefully no errors, but there is often errors, and just know that the decision that you make, you can change your mind. Like, they can get 5 weeks into the term and you can be like, this is not the right place for him, let's try somewhere else, and that is okay, that is fine. The decision that you make isn't going to be the be all end all, like you can't make another decision. So yeah, I'm gonna leave that video here. I hope you guys enjoyed me answering your questions. If you have any more questions for me, comment those down below. I'll try and get to them. If you aren't already subscribed to my channel, I would be so forever grateful if you could give it a big thumbs up as well. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.